This question is, how can I get a formal quality control process underway in our accounting system? No, I can't. Not accounting system. Accounting team. Yes, that makes more sense. Hey, Candy, welcome. You're in time for our final question, unless you have a question for me. Today's final question is, how can I get a formal quality control process underway in our accounting team? So, yay that you want to do a formal quality control process. You would be amazed to find out how many accounting teams exist that don't have a formal quality control process, and even more so, how many organizations, even multi-million-dollar organizations, are depending on one person to handle everything. So let's just even skip over standard internal controls and any fraud risks there. But just for quality control, the place to start, really. Hey, Michelle, the place to start is considering an overall framework of people, processes, and technology. And you know that's my favorite framework because, darn it, it always just keeps coming down to that. In this case, the people element is about mindset. Make sure that everybody feels supported, that the quality control process will help them to look good, and it's not some kind of a whack coming down on your head. You made a mistake, you made a mistake. It's not it at all. When a great quality control process helps everybody look good, helps them feel like they're in their zone, they're becoming as smart as they can be, and they're helping to advance their career by getting better at things. So that's the people part of that tripod. It's a mindset piece. Next, you're going to need a process, and get that process documented. Make it easy for anybody to understand what that process is. It should not be a mystery, like, what does the supervisor do? I don't know. She kind of like waves this wand and goes, poof, I found all this stuff. My gosh, how did you know? You know what? Anybody whose work is going to be subject to quality control, don't you want to know what the process is? Because don't you want to do it too before your work is submitted for someone else's eyes? Of course you do. So be transparent about that process. Share what the process is. Share the checklists if it's a checklist, and I recommend that it be a checklist for everyone's sanity. Thirdly, use technology to support the people in doing the process. And it's not just, gosh, what do I do next in order to supervise this, and what are my quality control items to check off? It's also the process of creating a list of items for someone to review. Like, these are the things that I found and fixed myself. Here's what I found, here's how I found it, and this is what I was thinking. And these are the items that I'd like you to fix. And I'm going to share a little piece of wisdom from my music education professor right here in a show about accounting. She said, the person who learns the most is the person who does the most. You can thank Dr. Judy Bowers from Florida State University from that piece of wisdom. So if you're implementing some quality control for a team, definitely have a section for this is what I found, this is how I found it, this is why it's important, this is how to fix it. And by the way, in your process of this is how to fix it, make sure that whoever's writing this is how to fix it, record separately a screencast or a written process on this is how to fix stuff like this. Because if it happened once, it's going to happen again. If it's not necessarily going to be caused again by the person who you just mentored or taught using their quality control process, it can be somebody again in the future, a different person, a different situation, something didn't transfer. If it happened once, it could happen again. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get that creative in accounting. There's a lot of repetition in our field, especially even in something creative like financial modeling or advisory services. There's always an underlying framework that's pretty much the same because by and large, we accountants are very logical and ordered people. That's kind of why we go into accounting in the first place. Do I have anybody like-minded on a live call who's weighing in here? There's a lot of consistency in accounting. So if you spotted something once, don't just give feedback and call it a day. Document it in some kind of a larger knowledge base, whether it's by screencast or by written form or both. So people, processes, and technology start that way. And in a phrase, We use Screencast-O-Matic. I know, Michelle, just a little OCD. Love it. Mwah. We use Screencast-O-Matic, which is a really stupid name, but it's an amazing technology, and it costs $15 a year for like the premium version. We use that. We use that for our screencast technology, and we use Asana for all of our checklists and workflows. These two aren't the only pieces of technology out there, but I just want to share with you what we use in case anybody's wondering, so what do you guys use? That's what we use, and we store our screencast for our internal knowledge base in SharePoint, which is our whole, we're an Office 365 outfit, so we use SharePoint for our file storage, our online team file storage.